people like Chris and I who go and raise a fund like PL Dynamo 2 that goes and invests in another fund. Now, what is the purpose of all of this? The purpose of all of this is that this is the compliant way that independent capital raisers like us can raise money into great deals and be compensated for it.
Hey everyone, in today's podcast episode, we're going to discuss our Q3 Property Llama shareholder update. Now, I like to do this publicly every quarter because, as you guys know, I'm a big believer in writing down your goals, writing down your plans, and then going out there and sharing and networking with everyone. So we like to share this because it helps us talk about our business. It helps us attract people, helps us attract opportunities. But also, I have a lot of fun conversations with other entrepreneurs, other business owners out there who resonate, or sometimes we get to talk some like founder shop. So it's really fun to go out there and share it. And of course, it's a business about real estate. So my name is Chris Lopez. I am the I'm the host of the Denver Real Estate Investing Podcast and a co-founder at Property Llama, here with another co-founder, Richard McGirr.
Hey, Chris, and hey, everybody. Happy fourth quarter.
Yes. So we're going to jump into it. So the big exciting news is that Property Llama crossed 1 million in annual recurring revenue, or ARR. We crossed that threshold sometime in Q3 2025. Richard, you may know the exact
About
month.
a month ago. About exact like 30 days ago.
Yeah. So towards the end of Q3, we reached it. Now, what this means is, hey, that's $1 million a year in annual recurring revenue. It is a very significant milestone for startups, for new businesses. I don't know the percent of companies, but it's a very low percent that achieves it in my experience.
I think it's about 1 in 10.
Was it 1 in 10?
Yeah,
I think it's even lower than that, man. It's a very low amount regardless.
Or 1 in 20, one of the two. Yeah.
Because what it means is, hey, we've got a great base of revenue, and as any business needs to start up, in the beginning you're fighting for survival.
Yeah.
You're bootstrapping, and that's how we've bootstrapped. You've done, hey, make $1, reinvest $1, make $1, reinvest $1.10 sometimes, right? But once you get to this point, you start hitting a really good scale threshold where you can come from a very position of power. You can think a lot long term, not just, hey, we got to
fear.
Yeah, we got to survive right now.
Yeah.
And it's been a very difficult last few years, right?
Yeah.
The real estate market. So I'm extremely excited to share that. And a big thank you to Richard, Alona, and of course the rest of the Property Llama team and all of our customers and clients and partners out there that helped us achieve it. It's a huge milestone.
Oh, I describe it the same way you do, is like we're no longer imminently going to go out of business.
Well,
we're probably going to make it.
Yeah, you're going from survival to strength.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to all the details of finances on there. We're going to share the high level. This is our public version of the share. Like I said, this is, not just the people who actually invested in Property Llama to see this. We will, for our shareholders, our actual investors, we send out a more detailed one and sharing some numbers behind the scenes. But we're keeping this high level and a lot of times kind of sharing some lessons we've learned. Now, something on that, achieving that 1 million ARR, a big reason we've done that is we've had the power of focus. We've been very intentional this year. You can go back and some other shareholder updates on setting fewer goals, and doing fewer things a lot better.
I think that was the broad theme of 2025.
Yeah. And so, from like a business standpoint, entrepreneurship standpoint, scaling, investment strategy standpoint, is it is power, focus, and execute on a few things that are profitable, that are going well, and do a few things really, really well. And we got laser focused on that this year, and that's a big reason we achieved this goal.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just double down on what's working, and then whatever is working, figure out how to do way more of that.
Yeah. All right, so that was the big news. Now we're going to go through about half a dozen kind of milestones on there. We're going to kind of go through our results from some record capital raisings, talking about our small but mighty team, talking about how we're building out some national media partnerships. We're going to talk about a new model that we have validated, and then we'll give a sneak preview as far as kind of what we have in the pipeline for 2026. But Richard, going on that first bullet point on there, breakthrough capital formation results. What happened in Q3?
Yeah, so our Q3 goal was to raise at least 1.5 million per month, and actually we ended up raising 2 million per month. So not only did we beat this, but we did, like I said, 2 million per month, and then our biggest month was 2.6 million in September, and then actually
I think it was actually 3 million. I got the wrong date on
oh,
here.
I was about to say because the month that October was 3.1. So
this is a good reminder for everyone that
Yeah.
we have our quarterly goals offset by 1 month.
Yes.
So our Q3 is August, September, October.
Yeah.
And then Q4 is November, December, January. So
It's because we don't like ending the financial year on Christmas because nothing happens.
yeah,
in
everyone
December.
loses focus. So we actually did we hit 3 million, which is double the goal.
But we never even considered that as a possibility at the beginning of the quarter.
No, but I mean, it came down to getting that power of the focus.
Yeah.
As we've been structuring deals last few years, hey, we structured some great deals. We got great product market fit, and we just started having that compounding effect of getting the flywheel going.
Well, and not just that. I think every single month we've been breaking records going on 4 months in a row, maybe 5.
Now, this is a good reminder out there for everyone who's in business, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in a record-breaking month. And of course, good reminder that, hey, go look at the past couple of years, and it's just been, right? You're getting punched in the face, kicked along the way, and, while you're going uphill, in mud. Yeah. But that is also kind of the story of entrepreneurship, the investor journey as well. So, want to share it out there, hey, we're having some breakthrough results, but that's because we've been slugging out the last couple of years.
To say the least.
Reminder, everyone has to do it. And they're like, oh my gosh, what was your shortcut to success?
Oh God,
these past 3 years on top of other things.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on here, national media partnerships. So, we made the intentional shift, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now, to really focus on our core Denver, right? Because we have the software platform, Property Llama, then we have the deals we structure here. The software platform, big national product, but the people that invest with us, they know, like, and trust us, and that's here in Denver and Colorado.
Majority, yeah.
We're like, hey, we're going to focus on here, and then we when the opportunity arises, we will expand nationally.
Well, and again, that's just a repeat of we doubled down on what was working.
Yes.
So if Denver
Focus.
is working, we need to focus on Denver.
And so we're like, all right, we're going to focus on making it working, and with the national media growth, rather than us trying to stand up a channel, we're going to go out there and see how can we work with other people, how can we plug into other people's audiences so we get that bump in effect. So we've had 2 we're working on. One's with the Best Ever CRE Network, and the other one is Bigger Pockets / Passive Pockets. Richard, you've had some great success with the Best Ever CRE Network.
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, Best Ever CRE is probably the biggest media brand in the syndicator world. So sub-institutional syndicator world, mostly around the Best Ever Conference, and then they have a podcast called Best Ever CRE and the Best Ever CRE Network. So I am now...
It's Joe Ferris's brand
Joe Ferris. So I am now the host of Unlimited Capital every Monday on the Best Ever CRE Network. It's a daily show. I'm the Monday show. Sometimes I'm also the Tuesday show, actually. And so what I cover on that show is capital raising. So that would be anyone on this podcast. I invite you, if you have an interest in capital raising or building a business like Chris and I have, along with the rest of our team, of course, come join my show. Now, why am I talking about capital raising on the Best Ever CRE Network? Well, that is because we're big believers in fund of funds, and more on that later.
Yeah. And what I've had the privilege of stepping in as the co-host of the Passive Pockets podcast, and Passive Pockets is Bigger Pockets' newer sub-brand, help focus on the passive investors. Bigger Pockets more about active investors. Passive Pockets is for people that want to go passive. And I really position myself as kind of the active to passive, right? The thing I've gone through, the thing we've talked about ad nauseum with all of our content the last couple of years, right?
Well, and that's why they selected you. They're like, this is a new initiative, and we're like, we know all about this.
Yeah. So it's been absolutely a blast because, they are, probably the number one brand when it comes to the investor space in there. It's a lot of fun. It positions me as a thought leadership. Richard's with the Best Ever Thought Leadership. What I love about for both of us is it is networking at scale.
Oh, yeah.
Which, hey, we are providing a ton of value to those networks, but then also we get to get smarter. We get better network. That leads just all sorts of other opportunities that materialize just by networking, providing value, and, more and more and bigger players around the industry.
Yeah, I think it's not just the distribution, like you said. It's the fact that now we're part of Best Ever and part of Passive Pockets, and the other people swimming in that pool are we get to interview just the top people in our space. The networking has been incredible being a host of Unlimited Capital. Yeah.
So kind of the taking a step back from, hey, a success we've had as Property Llama, what we do in this podcast is, hey, how how can this business principle be applied to others out there listening to this, right? Like we listen to YouTube videos, we listen to podcasts. How can we extract that nugget? So on here, it's a really good reminder to go out there is you want to find a channel that works for you. And there's dozens or hundreds of channels out there. But as you're expanding into a new channel, a new area, a new geographic area, whatever it is you can build from the ground up, which has its pros and cons. That's what I did with the Denver Real Estate Investing Podcast. Or you can go out there and you can partner with other people where they already have some existing brand or existing channel, and then you're bringing value into there.
Well, and that's how we did it, was adding a lot of value on the front end is what created these opportunities.
And so I want to put that out there for people like, hey, opportunities out there like this exist. And for your business, and a lot of you are in real estate, there are so many opportunities out there locally and nationally. Go out there and get plugged into some like expert channel.
And to be clear, this has been a goal of ours. We said this on the last podcast for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, and that at least on one of these channels, I won't get overly specific, we were working on that for like 24 months.
Yeah. And that's a good reminder, be patient, right?
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to your next goal, I'll say our team and systems excellence. Because part of what hey, when you do fewer things, you can get better people who are focused on fewer things, highly trained in the area. You can refine your systems, right? Every business has systems and tech and processes, all that. There's always some level of refinement you can do on those. And, for this year, we spent a lot of time refining both of those. And we have an incredibly well dialed in, small but mighty team. By that I mean our people. We have a few of the right people on the bus. And then the tech and the system, the processes around it, we've just fine-tuned. And, from a business standpoint, those are two key things which you have to have. Yeah. And they are, it is much easier said than done to achieve it. But we kind of unlock the next level, help us get that 1 million ARR. But also, as we look going forward, it's like, wow, we have so much ability to scale with the foundation we've built. We can grow a lot with an incremental increase in systems and humans as well. Or human power, manpower.
And also almost no additional costs. I mean, pretty much almost all the net new revenue we bring in this per month goes straight to the bottom line at this point, because we have a highly scalable machine.
Yeah.
I mean, but it took a while to hit the tipping point. I mean, these businesses, the nature of such highly scalable businesses is they usually require a lot of initial scale to cover an initial cost basis, but that cost basis is relatively fixed.
Yeah. So bring this back to a principle for, other entrepreneurs out there is, we always do this. I encourage you to do it. Look at your business. What is the one key role or the one key system that, hey, if you spent time on there, a lot of times it unlocks a bottleneck or some inefficiency, but it can unlock this huge return in terms of, revenue or pipeline or just doing things like focus. Hey, one of your business, hey, if you did one thing this year, what could really unlock it and help you that next level of scale? All right. So moving on to our next topic on here, we alluded to, we verified a new channel, and this also goes along with what Richard is doing over the Best Ever CRE Network. Tell us about this from a high level, Richard, because this is it's powerful and it's kind of a new concept for many people.
Yeah. So what this is, as I mentioned earlier, it's called fund of funds. Fund of funds has many definitions, but the one that we are talking about is people like Chris and I who go and raise a fund like PL Dynamo 2 that goes and invests in another fund. Now, what is the purpose of all of this? The purpose of all of this is that this is the compliant way that independent capital raisers like us can raise money into great deals and be compensated for it. I mean, I think it's no secret that we get compensated for the funds that we run. That's how we pay the bills and not go out of business and record podcasts. So the problem being is that without a fund of funds, you are not compliant. I'm not going to go overly into this, but if you just work with a capital raiser and you're raising money into a deal and you're being paid for that, that's not okay. That's why the fund of funds model exists. Now, that said, being able to take advantage of these independent capital raisers like ourselves who can bring a lot of money into deals, if we're able to harness those people and gather those people and funnel them into our deals, I mean, I think that we could be raising like 6 times the amount of money that we raise directly if we had a strong network of fund-to-fund managers.
And ultimately what this is for is, the more capital we can bring to a deal, bring to a fund, bring to a sponsor, the better terms we get.
Yep.
And that's ultimately best for our investor because we can get better deals.
Yep.
We can usually get a little bit better margin. And that just comes down to quantity. Hey, if we can bring more money, hey, we get more of the profits potentially, and we can negotiate more.
Well, and I would also throw it out to the audience. We get asked by people in our audience all the time is, hey, can we bring money into your deals? And usually our answer is no, because it's illegal, without a fund of funds. But that's why we were building this fund of funds channel, is so that like there's people like us who have great networks, strong corporate network or other entrepreneurs. And we're going to be able to give you a framework that you can work with to raise capital into great deals and get paid for it.
So in Q2 here, we helped our first fund manager. Q3 helped our second with some, long story short, a lot of tweaks, all that, but totally validated the concept with how we can execute, with the demand out there, the interest on sponsors. Like, oh, I'd love to meet more of these people.
Yeah.
So it's creating a secondary channel for us.
Well, and now we're going to distribute it. So we figured out the model, and now we're on to like, how do we just blow this out and distribute the hell out of it?
So as a total side note, if anyone out there is interested, hey, how to raise money for deals, like things we're doing, you want to raise money for a 20-unit apartment building you're buying around town as a JV or things like this. This is the type of education that's very applicable out there. And with where the real estate market is, where the bigger deals are in trouble, the bigger deals can go at scale. I think this is where a big focus will be of where investors want access to this stuff. But it's a very different model than I can't go out there and put a 20% down payment on it.
Well, and the reason I'm so excited about it is, I'll be blunt, I think that this is the biggest transformation in retail capital markets. Like, it's going to change the world.
Yeah. All right. We could spend a lot of time on that, but if you're
interested, you can go to Unlimited Capital every month. Yeah, on Best Ever CRE.
But there's just a big side benefit of, we already have a lot of systems at scale.
Yep.
We have amazing deal flow. We're able to bring a good amount of capital and value to sponsors we bring with.
Yep.
So we just have more scale than most other fund managers do.
Well, and
that allows us to bring more of the pieces together.
And it's essentially our playbook, but putting into the hands of more people.
Yeah. All right, so that is like the high level of our Q3, shareholders meeting. We achieved every goal this quarter, which was amazing. Achieved or exceeded it, which is fantastic.
Exceeded most.
Yeah, and I'm not sure when this podcast is coming out, but we are doing on December 2nd a holiday party / annual shareholder party, and this open to everyone. Come network, come have a couple drinks, come have some fun. We're going to do a presentation earlier and talk business. Check the link, or there'll be a link below this video for it, or email us.
We'll be sending a lot of emails about it too.
Yeah. I think this podcast comes out before, but as a heads up. But kind of as we talk about, looking ahead and closing thoughts here, we are in, Q4 planning, which ends this year and gets us into 2026. And we're very much looking ahead, because we've had some wins so much. Hey, we've had so much success in some levels. We have to go out there and start structuring things and scaling things differently.
And digging them out.
Yeah, it's a good growth problem to have.
Yeah.
So, we are really focusing on fewer things, doing it better. As far as deals, now that we have, honestly, better track record, and a better, hey, we've had all the success and some amazing testimonials. We get access to better deals.
Oh, and we carry a lot of weight in those deals too. We get the terms we want.
And these are, some of these are pushing institutional level deals, which is fantastic. So right now we're running like 4 potential funds, and we're very much focusing more on like income style funds that pay cash today versus a lot of cash later, because that is just what people want. And where we are in this market cycle, there's a lot of really cool like double-digit type income funds out there. So we're underwriting 4 right now. As a fun fact, one's actually in Canada, which is so interesting. We'll talk more about it, but like...
No, and there's huge benefits to them being in capital, but in Canada, we'll tell you later.
And we share all that because like there's just so much like more funner is not the right word, more fun deals. That's what I look at. We get access to based on where we are and just kind of what we've achieved.
Funnerer.
And we carry weight. Yeah, none of those words are right. So hopefully my mom's not listening to this, right?
Yeah.
But Richard, thank you for coming out. Thank you for
Chris.
up on here. Thank you for the team. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for all our investors, our shareholders. If this sparked any ideas, any collaboration ideas, hey, I have a deal or I have some capital, let us know. We are very much in the middle of a lot of things right now. And a big reason we share things like this is it creates opportunity flow for us, creates deal flow for us as well. And this is how we go out there and do deals.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for listening. Make sure you come to that Christmas party and then stay tuned for the next quarter's updates. Thanks a lot, Richard.
Yeah. See everybody at the party.